Okay guys, class, good afternoon or good day, kung whatever time that you will be receiving this lesson or this lecture. I will be answering some of the common questions or yung mga makakaya ko lang po. Ang dami-dami pong nag-send ng question, kukunti lang yung nagbigay ng additional information. But I will be trying my best to answer them. Kaya lang, hindi ko po lahat yan masasagot. There are just some very intriguing questions that I want to nasakop po ng kakayanan kong sagutin. But the rest po, you may, if you have an answer for some of the comments, feel free to comment the link. Kung meron pong question sila na meron naman po kayong na-research na information, comment the link on the question ng inyong schoolmate or the subject ninyo dito sa ating gender na lesson. Now, I find some of the questions, ang iba po na question ay nandun na napapaloob sa lecture actually. Pero baka hindi lang ninyo nalilinawan pa, so I will be reiterating the question or the answer again. And the same time, yung iba personal na situations at ang iba ay yung mga magiging future po ng ating LGBTQ community. Now, one of the most intriguing questions at ang bumungad po sa akin ay ito po ang question po ng ating isang schoolmate na si Dave. Okay, so from 2D. So, ma'am, ask ko lang po, example, what if may anak po kayong lalaki na part ng LGBTQ, tapos gusto niyang magka-jowa ng ka-same sex, and then hindi kayo pabor sa gusto at binabalak niyang gawin, then yung anak niyo po at yung kanyang kinakasama ay gustong magbukod para iwas gulo. Ask ko lang po, if yung anak niyo na part ng LGBTQ, papayagan niyo po ba siya para lang maging masaya siya or hindi? Dahil sabi nga nila, labag daw sa Diyos ang same sex. Yeah. Actually, ang sagot ko pong ito ay bilang personal ko pong point of view, okay? So, madali lang kasing sabihin na tanggap natin ang LGBTQ community as long na hindi tayo naaapektuhan sa kanila, di ba? So, pero kapag personal mo na siyang nai-encounter sa pamilya mo, your closest friend, hindi, sa closest friend ko, okay lang sa akin because when I was in college, I was surrounded by gay friends at ang saya po ng buhay namin. And if ever, at ito pa po, ang ganda ng question mo, Dave, kasi I have 3 sons. Puro lalaki po ang anak ko. And then, what if nga, kung isa sa kanila ay naging homosexual? So, it wouldn't be a problem for me kung gusto niyang bumukod. Kasi, number 1, I am teaching this one and medyo enlightened naman ako despite my Christian doctrine nagiging aware na ako. My awareness was raised and also yung aking pagkakaunawa na sa mga taong may hindi naman kakaiba kasi 'di ba hindi naman natin dapat ituring na kakaiba yon kasi naniniwala lang tayo na kakaiba yon kasi we are involved in a heterosexual culture. At ang lalabas sa heterosexual na culture ay para sa atin hindi na normal. Now, actually I'm one of those persons na if ever na I can see a man and a man kissing, medyo hindi rin ako komportable because I am only exposed to the heteronormativity. Kumbaga, never pa po kasi sa pamilya namin na nagkaroon ng homosexual relationships. And also, before, when I was having relationships when I was younger, lalaki rin, hindi rin ako nai-involve sa mga babae or other sex. Friends ko lang sila. But, also my marriage is like almost 25 years na and we're still happy. Romantically speaking, physically, psychologically, okay naman ang relationship namin. And hindi ko ma-picture yung anak ko na maging ganito kasi number 1, as a Christian mother, I would be doing my best para ma-influence siya na ng Christian doctrine. Kasi number one, ang Christian doctrine kasi for me above all kasi dapat biblical ang ating paniniwala, right? And para sa akin, Adam is made for Eve. No. Or Eve is made for Adam. Whatever. Basta Adam is for Eve, not Adam is for Steve. 'Di ba? So, medyo naniniwala din ako sa ganun. Kasi para sa akin, kahit gay ka, kung hindi ka naman, kasi nasa Bible talaga yung I would be willing to let him go. As long as nakikita kong kaya naman niya panindigan and I did my part as a Christian mother to educate and influence him the way of the Bible. Pero kung ganun po talaga, kasi ang salvation natin is a personal path. Kahit ano pong impluensya at turo natin sa kanila, kung iba yung kanilang nararamdaman, wala po tayong magagawa doon but to accept it. So, labag man sa loob ko, I would be letting him go and explore his own life. And alam niya naman niya na pananagutan niya yung sarili niyang, personal niyang pananagutan sa Diyos, whatever actions he take in the future. So, kung kaya niya na hindi niya na-honor ang parents niya, yung nasa kanya rin yun. Pero I would not make him feel na he is unwelcome. Gusto ko, nararamdaman niya na despite his identity, personal identity niya, tanggap pa rin siya namin. As long na ginagawa niya yung best niya, nakakapag-contribute siya sa community, katulong siya sa kapwa, wala siyang inaapakang iba. And he will choose his own path patungo sa salvation niya. Gusto ko i-work out niya pa rin yung salvation niya despite his gender identity. Kumbaga, hindi pa rin nawawala yung Diyos sa buhay niya. Kahit na gay siya, as long na nandun ang Diyos sa buhay niya, happy pa rin ako para sa kanya. The next question is, what are the factors daw that influence straight person to become an LGBTQ? Kapag nagkarelasyon daw po ba ang isang straight sa isang lesbian or gay, hindi na ba siya mako-consider na straight? Meron kasing iba na nakikipag-sex but not relationship ng mga straight na tao na nakikipag-sex sa gays or lesbian. Matuturing ba natin na Kasi minsan normal lang sa kanilang makipag-sex without emotional or romantic feelings. So, tulad ng mga gigolo, di ba? Straight silang tao, pero they perform the act of sex. Kahit na male prostitutes yun kahit na hindi nila gawain yon, they are not emotionally involved in the work or romantically or psychologically attached to that gender. So, trabaho lang po. Pwede naman po makonsider pa rin silang straight. Okay. Next one ay paano daw yung maitutulong sa mga tao? Paano ka magiging supportive sa mga tao or loved ones mo na ikaw ay na mayroong problema sa kanilang identity or meron silang nararamdaman takot kaya ayaw nilang mag-come out. Okay? So, there are ways to help these people with undergoing gender identity crisis. Number one, pwede kayong mag-research together. Okay, so pag confused siya kung ano ang kanyang gender, you can help him research about his gender. Nandiyan naman yan sa online. Marami na pong guide to help you identify which gender do you belong to. Actually, may mga test dyan po kung anong gender nyo. Medyo hesitant lang ako i-forward sa inyo kasi most of you have no sexual experiences yet, and most of the questions involves about very mature questions like your sexual experiences. So, medyo hesitant ako. But you can find it in the internet. Kung nahanap nga ang porn, yan pa kayang may matututunan kayo sa sarili nyo. Diba? Then, You can also show respect. Kahit aminin na nilang bading sila, or tomboy sila, or lesbian sila, the way that you can support your friend or family member is to show respect. At maging kakampi ka, hindi ka magiging against. Like, most of the time, no, in the family, when the child, the male child, admits that he is gay, ang una nakakalamay ang nanay. Usually last ang tatay, 'di ba? So nakakahanap ng kakampi usually itong ating gay person with the feminine identity ng kanyang mother. So medyo mas madali sa kanyang umamin doon. So be an ally and an advocate. Ipaglaban mo rin siya. For those na mga, halimbawa, akong nanay, sasaktan ng anak ko, ng aking asawa dahil di matanggap na bading ang anak niya, then I will be an ally and an advocate for him. Kumbaga, I will stand up for him, I will fight for him. Then, get support if needed through counselors or religious leaders. Diba? Tulad yan, ang tanong kanina, sa unang tanong. I don't know kung paano maging alay, paano ko ipapakita ang paano ko siya tuturuan ng aming Christian doctrine. So before, if he's still undergoing confusion, that's my chance to influence him through the help of counselors or our religious leaders. Tulad po ng mga church pastors, maaaring sila po ay tumulong din po na makapagpaliwanag sa inyong friend or kapatid or kamag-anak na nag-undergo sa identity crisis. Then, pwede rin po kayong humanap ng support group if aminado na talaga siyang he knows his gender identity, alam niya na kung ano siya, then you can find support groups kasi hindi naman common kasi sa lahat na, hindi lahat ng third gender ay umaamin openly, right? So you can find support groups na ganito din sila, the same gender identity that your friend has. And then also find online community. Sa panahon nga ng pandemic, hindi naman pwedeng rumampa ka ng rumampa, but you can find these communities also online. Okay? So I hope that answers your question, Miss Pascual. And yun, naguguluhan din ng gender. But the additional question here is, anong difference daw ng lesbian at ng butch? Same lang sila na na-in-love sa girl. Okay? So, ito po, naalala nyo, going back to the lesson, there are two kinds of lesbians, di ba? Number one, the butch. And the number two is the femme. Ano po yung butch? Sila yung boyish or lalaki. Yung sa term nating tomboy, tomboy is actually just acting boyish. Okay? Pero, kumbaga parang athletic ka lang, ganun-ganon, and it's just a face. Pero kapag ikaw ay butch, you attain the masculinity role in a traditional family role. At maaari pong ang isang femme at ang isang butch ay magkaroon ng lesbian relationship. How? The butch stands as the man of the family and the femme as the mother of the family. But they are both women. Lesbian sila and they both are both in love with each other. So, pwede pong magkaroon ng ganong relationship. Which is usually nga ganon kasi bihira ka makakita ng femme at femme na lesbian relationship. Maganda at maganda. Binabae at binabae. Lady-like sila pareho. May isa talaga dyan na magiging superior or dominion. May isa kasi yan magiging submissive, ang isa magiging dominant sa relationship. Usually, the butch becomes the dominant one. Kasi number one, physically, and then mentally, mas aggressive po ang hormones ng mga lalaki, na which is very much present for those who have the butch personality. Okay, ito, tapos na rin, dealing with confusion. Yun, takot ma-judge ng iba. Yun nga, in-advise ko sa inyo. The advice that I can give you are, balikan nyo po yung sinabi ko lang. Ngayon lang. Thank you for the vocabularies that you learned. A butch person, is there a possibility that a butch person also has attractions that are shown to men, or do they really only attract women? Butch, ha? mai-inlove ang isang butch sa isang lalaki. Masyadong confusing yun, ano? Butch ka na nga, gusto mo na maging lalaki, pero na-inlove ka pa rin sa lalaki. I think I'll go back to that later. Pag-aralan nga natin yung tanong na yan. Ito, yung asexual na person. Okay. Remember guys that a sexual person can or cannot change. Depende po yan. Kasi merong ibang asexual people that they get really zero libido. Zero sexual attraction to other or to people. So they are usually attracted only to books, to things, or something. And however, there are some asexual people who have just a matter of choice. Very rare yung choice. Or very rare ang chance. Meron silang fetishness na gusto. Weird ways of having sexual arousal. May iba silang way. Hindi nga lang attraction to the other genders or to people. Okay? So, if when you're mature enough and you have your sexual relationships and are exposed to, some of you even are exposed to pornography. Naku, makikita nyo po kung ano yung ibang mga bagay na nagto-turn on sa isang asexual person without even involving a human being. Okay? Now, kaya po ba nating tulungan ng mga taong confused? Yun po. Nabigyan ko na po kayo ng advice. Okay? And then, pagiging or less gay at lesbian bi, pwedeng maging bloodline ng family. Oh, this one, I don't think that it's in the, actually, maaaring nature or nurture yan eh. Ano pong nature? Your chromosomes and your hormones, kapag malakas po yan, malaki po ang chance sa mga lalaki sa mga lalaking members ng family ninyo, if ever na malakas yung estrogen ng hormones ng inyong pangangatawan, ng inyong generation, then maaaring, pero hindi po yan pinapasa ha. It's because it's already in their genes or in their hormones na yung hormones nyo kasi, yung genes nyo kasi part na yun, ang hormones nyo ay binubuo ng inyong genes. Na kung ano yung katawan ninyo, yun ang ipoproduce ng mga chromosomes ninyo, yung mga hormones nyo na yan, na same sa previous generation ng mga nanay at tatay nyo, di ba? So, pero hindi naman ibig sabihin na ganyan, kasi sometimes we are also greatly influenced by nurture or yung surroundings natin. So, usually, bihira ka talagang makakakita ng gay people in a military family, right? Kasi number one, pipigilan nila yan because that's not the way their parents raised them. Maliban na lang talaga, very strong yung kanyang nature na yung kanyang genes and kanyang hormones. Ipaglalaban at sisigaw talaga galing sa kanyang kalamnan na gusto ng mag-come out or mag-admit na iba ang kanyang gender. Diba? So, nurture and nature, malaki pong influence kasi yan eh. Yung kanyang natural na kabuuhan bilang tao, yung bloodline nyo, yung genes nyo, yung hormones na nananalaytay sa mga veins ninyo. And the nurture, which is the surroundings wherein ninyo pinalaki ang isang tao. Okay. How does someone know that they are lesbian? Is it because she feels it or adopted by their friends who are part of the Lgbtq? I have siblings and we are all girls and come out as lesbian, though it's fine for us, we'll still support no matter what. Okay, that's nice kasi kumbaga you're still willing to support your siblings. And it's also like pagiging lesbian kasi you just know that you fall in love and you are connecting romantically, emotionally, physically, psychologically to a kapwa woman. That's when you will know that you're a lesbian. Pero, yun nga, minsan, yun yung sabi ko sa inyo, nakaka-influence pa rin ang surroundings ninyo. Di ba? The word alter is considered as a type of terminology. Mr. Dumdumaya, can you elaborate your question further? Medyo hindi ko po siya naintindihan. So, as part ito kay Bagasas John Kevin. So, ito, ang ganda ng ano niya, sinishare niya. This is not a question, but as a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, the least thing that we can do is to educate people around us about the internet. By posting facts and informative posters and videos about the issues we are facing today, I also believe that if people knew what pride was and what LGBTQIA plus were fighting for, then maybe they could understand our community. I think that this matter will both open their minds and widen their understanding. The internet is something we cannot live without in today's society. That's why this is the greatest platform to raise awareness. Nako, thank you so much for that thoughtful sharing, Mr. John Kevin Bagasas. So, maganda po na meron po kayong sinishare na ganito. Actually po, de, maging kahit po labag sa isip ng tao to accept the community if they are educated and become aware that these people are harmless and that they are not doing anything bad to sa kapwa nila. I think time will come when everybody is more open-minded, then they will understand that these people also have feelings and personal stories na kaya naman nilang na kaya din gusto nilang maintindihan ng lahat, 'di ba? Now, next one is, ma'am, ano po kaya ang best way to help individuals? So, ayun na, natulungan ko na kayo ha, nabigyan ko na yan ng tip dyan. Okay, lakas ng loob. Yan, ito. Same-sex marriage ba, is there a possibility to be approved in the Philippines? Same-sex marriage in the Philippines still has a long way to go. Kasi number one, itong mga ating mga mambabatas you will never see na full support sila. Number one, Philippines is the only Christian country na lang in Asia Parang pinapanindigan na natin yun And biblically speaking, hindi po talaga tanggap ang same-sex marriage. And also, our politicians, nandun pa rin po yung takot nila na ma-judge sila as supporters ng LGBTQ community, right? May ibang kaya nilang harapin ng mga questions and hamon sa kanila, but the rest, I think lalo na po karamihan lalaki ang mga mababatas natin. Most of them are homophobic or homophobic sila dahil ayaw nila ng gay community. Takot sila na ma-brand din silang homosexuals din sila kasi they are homosexual supporters, 'di ba? Mga ganun. So, we live in a community na iba ang tradition and culture. But I know that in time, maybe, just maybe, may chance naman po. Kaya hindi po nagsasawang mag-push yung ating mga LGBTQ community to have that approved na in law, maging batas na po. Na-adapt sa sarili. I already answered that one. Nasagot na rin. Yun. Itong tanong hindi ko rin pwedeng sagutin kasi maaring iba-iba pong magiging opinion natin. Why are there people who keeps on looking down to individual who's part of the said community? Hindi naman race but it's the community. Okay? It's because nga people are afraid of what they don't understand. So, kita nyo nga ako kahit ako I believe in the biblical doctrine dahil nauunawaan ko po, and actually ito po yung magiging dissertation study ko if ever na matapos ko tong doctoral ko. This will be the study that I will be conducting, gender and sexuality issues ng mga Pilipino and how we could implement it in the teaching well. Tulad po namin kasi I know na mga parents nyo po hindi ito madidiscuss sa inyo ng isa-isa ng mga parents nyo. But dahil kaming nasa education sector, kami ang mandated to do this task. How do we share it? How do we influence people na para maintindihan po ang existence ng ating LGBTQ community? So, it's a very hard task kasi hindi lahat ng tao ay willing to learn. And kahit willing tayong mag-educate, kung hindi willing to learn, wala tayong magagawa. Yun, asexual ulit. Ma'am, is it really acceptable that we call lesbians as gay also? Even if gay word is often dedicated to gays lang. I just need clarification po. Okay, so tulad ng sinabi ko po sa lecture natin, ang being gay has maring iba-iba ang connotation. Ngayon, pero ngayon in the 20th century, usually ito yung mga masayahing homosexuals or pertaining to men. Okay? So usually sa ating panahon ngayon, we pertain it about men homosexuals, 'di ba? Pero meron din pagkakaintindi na ang gay ay yung masayahin, 'di ba? Okay. Now, sa panahon ngayon, we only will refer gay sa male homosexuals. So, sa ngayon, ang gay ginagamit na lang po sa panlalaki na homosexual, hindi na po sa babae. I respect LGBTQ because they're humans like everybody else, because they have opinions and beliefs and emotions like anyone else, because they've been oppressed for being themselves and being the way they were born for way too long. Okay, nice one. Miss Leia Himor. Thank you for sharing your thought. Okay. Is there a possibility na i-approve same-sex marriage? Being transgender is safe or may side effect po ba ito sa pagtagal? Okay, for Kenji Santiago's question, being transgender, mali yung question mo dapat ang question mo ay being transsexual. Okay? Kasi nag-transsexual ka na. Nag-transfer ka ng sexual organs and body and sexuality. Pag sinabi mong transgender, lumipat ka lang ng iyong role bilang, halimbawa, lalaki ka, naging babae ka, ang role mo sa buhay. You wear makeup, you clean, ikaw yung tagalaba, you cook in the house, you clean the house. Those gender roles na inako mo bilang role ng isang babae. Hindi ka nag-iigib kasi sabi mo hindi kaya ng muscles mo. That's example of a transgender role, okay? Lumipat ka ng role different from your biological sex. So lalaki ka, nag-transfer ka ng gender role. That's called transgender. Pag transsexual ka, you have undergone hormonal change, you have undergone surgery, and that's why meron pong mga side effect na sinasabi. So if you have watched Jessica Soho, I'd like to share with you yung yung isang nagpa-transplant ng silicone breast, nagpa-high cheekbones, kasi ang babae usually high cheekbones, nagpa-lip, nagpa-fuller lip, nag-silicone. May iba pong nagkakaroon po ng side effect, especially if you went to yung nakakamura ka daw na operations, hindi dun sa mga professionals. And even sometimes those professionals undergoing transsexual operations or surgery, nagkaka-side effects din. How much more po doon sa hindi professional by in doing the transsexual process, di ba? Next one, is there a difference between butch and lesbian? Tapos na po Yun, is Super Tekla an example of a drag queen? Actually, yes, he is. Because, kumbaga, nagpe-personalize siya ng babae, pero he is a lalaki. So, medyo ini-exage niya yung paliyad-liyad, the way he talks. Pero, actually, lalaki siya, di ba? May anak siya, and may ka-relationship siyang babae. Di ba? If a girl is attracted to a girl, is she considered lesbian or gay? Tandaan niyo po, ang gay po in the 21st century is pertaining to lalaking homosexual. What else? Kung gay ka at nagkaroon ka ng partner, mako-consider mo rin ba yung gay? Depende po dun sa partner. Pag sinabi niyang I'm bisexual, pwede, 'di ba? Kasi ma-attract siya sa babae, ma-attract siya sa lalaki. Depends po dun sa partner. Pero hindi naman kailangan gay talaga yung partner, 'di ba? Maaring ano rin siya, bisexual or curious lang siya or fluid gender fluid siya. Sa araw na to gusto niya babae, sa next day gusto niya ng lalaki, 'di ba? How to avoid being homophobic, ways to not being judgmental with genders. Homophobic, I'll research that first, Miss Karen. Okay. May na-encounter po akong gay na may asawa na babae, then may anak po sila. Ano pong tawag doon? Anong tawag saan? Sa anak? Tao pa rin. Matatawag pa rin po ba siyang gay? Yes, yes. Kasi meron talagang ano if you watch the video that I've given you, may gay talagang tao din na gusto, yung ano yun ba, yung nanay na gusto niya yung anak niya magkaroon pa rin ng anak. Kahit bakla ka na, gusto ko magkaanak ka. And I have also a very close friend na gay siya. The woman is actually co-teacher niya. Di ba? Lalaki ay teacher, but he is gay. And in a respectable way, he doesn't cross-dress, doesn't wear makeup. Alam mo lang sa actions niya that he's gay. And he also claims that he is gay. He falls in love with a man, nagkakagusto siya sa lalaki, pero nagkakagusto din siya sa babae. So, he is a gay bisexual. Okay, parang ganun, di ba? So, nangyari ay, itong sige. Kaya nga po, plus yan eh. Kasi maaaring ang isang identity, gender identity, ay maaaring ma-combine in one person. Like, yan. Bisexual siya, and he is also homosexual. Diba? So, pwede rin. Nagiging combine po yan. Hindi ko po alam kung anong tawag doon sa marriage nila. But it's still, kaya po, nagginamit na po yung terminology na Lgbtqia+. Doon na po sa plus yan. Yung mga combination, or half ganito, half lesbian, half bisexual. So, medyo doon na po sila pumapasok ng mga categories. Okay? What are the factors of hate from the Lgbtqia? Oo nga, what is there to hate with them? Masaya silang kasama. Yun lang sa atin kasi homophobic eh. Number 1 yan eh. Ayaw natin may ibang tao kasi ayaw na may ingay, diba? So they don't like gay people. Ingayan sila. May iba conservative. May iba namang nahihiya kapag ganun yung kanilang anak or kamag-anak or kaibigan, di ba? So, yun ang mga hate factors. Kasi kung minsan, isa pa sa mga dun yung tinatago sa'yo. Like, for example, lalaki kayo sa lalaki. And then, one day, you just finds out na gay pala tong best friend mo. And then, huli niya na sinabi sa'yo, natutulog na kayo na halos wala kayong saplot na ba kasi natutulog naka-brief lang, 'di ba? Nakikita niya yung pala feeling nung isa naging vulnerable siya at sinamantala nung gay friend niya yung kanyang trust, ba? Kumbaga yung trust niya na tinago mo sa akin na bakla ka. Tapos lahat pala ng yakap mo sa akin may mali siya. So isa po yung yun na if you keep it's secret and then sa huli malaman, 'di ba, nagiging doon lumalabas yung judgment ng mga tao. So, iba-iba po iba-ibang factors diyan. How can we help people those who are afraid to come out? Na mention ko na po yun above. I'll research about Elliot Page. Hindi ko to alam The Umbrella Academy. Check ko nga yan. I love Netflix, but I haven't encountered the Umbrella Academy. Check ko lang po. Bakit po mas malaki ang nagiging issue kapag gay kaysa po sa lesbian? Kasi po may kakilala po na magkapatid po sila. Ang isa po ay gay, ayaw sa kanya ng papa niya, pero yung lesbian po na kapatid niya, okay lang sa papa niya. Well, yun nga masasabi ko sa inyo. Iba-iba po kasi ang opinion ng mga tao. And I cannot answer for those parents. Minsan kasi personal preference din yan ng parents eh. Diba? Hindi talaga may iwasan. Kahit papaano, may iba talagang mas matimbang ng mga anak kesa po sa over the other one. Lesbian guys is, umpisa yung attraction eh. Ah, saan bang lesson yan? Sa understanding the self nyo, di ba? Yung may the sexual self na part ng lesson. Nandun yung 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 stages na falling in love or being attracted to a person. So, kung attracted ka lang, number one, just that's the first stage. Wala pa yan. Pero if you carry it on towards the deeper relationship, tapos i-attach mo yung sarili mo sa kanya, psychologically, physically, mentally, doon na po masasabi mong lesbian ka. Because, nagkaroon ka na po ng full attachment to that person. So, paano lesbian ka na rin? Pero kung ikaw nagagandahan ka lang, simple lang, I find it attractive. Nothing wrong with appreciating beauty. Okay? Mapababae man yan o palalaki. Is it possible to have a misunderstanding? Oo, talagang magka-clash po. Ang Catholic Church, reproductive health pa nga lang grabe na yung kontra ng Catholic Church doon, di ba? So, how much more the same-sex marriage? At hindi lang po, majority of the Filipinos kasi, pa rin hindi ganun ka-open-minded. Mas stronger yung kanilang faith in the church kaysa sa faith in the government. Okay. Paano nagiging deciding factor na nila na to undergo the knife? Uy, may isa akong napanood niyan. Nung una kasi, he was just comfortable of being a transgender. Pero nung huli, napansin niya, nahihirapan na siyang umihi. Yung, alam mo kung anong number one factor kung bakit siya, bakit siya nagpa-transsexual? The fact na walang sariling CR ang mga transgenders. Okay. Gusto lang naman naming umihi, sabi niya nga. So, medyo nagiging issue yon. So, sabi niya, I can afford it naman. Bakit hindi na lang itry na mag full transformation siya as a man. O as a man. Kasi nung una, siya babae siya. Hindi naging lalaki. Pero, tinagtitinginan siya kung gusto niyang mag-umihi sa lalaki, at tingin sa kanya kasi papasok siya sa cubicle, maririnig yung jingle niya, iba yung tunog, di ba? Then, dito naman siya sa mga babae, mukha siyang lalaki, and may ibang babae na nandidiri din tumingin sa kanya na feeling nila, napaka-private ng CR at mabubusuhan sila nung lesbian na yun. So, medyo naging number one factor sa kanya ay yung pagpa-transsexual. Nagpapakababae na lang siya. Sometimes, the reason why they go through the transsexual process is because they want to give their partners tunay na sexual pleasure. Like kapag sila ay halimbawa sa isang butch at sa isang lesbian, sa isang femme na relationship, in a lesbian relationship, itong lalaki itong butch ay gustong magpa-transsexual and have a penis para po dun sa kanyang pleasure ng kanyang partner na kumbaga biological sex ng femme niyang kasama mabigyan niya rin ng satisfaction. Okay. Is there any possibilities na ang isang tao ay di magkaroon ng relationship just by himself? What terminology po bang appropriate dito? Ang possibility na ang isang tao ay di magkaroon ng relationship, asexual, di ba? So, wala siyang relationship, that's called being asexual. Nasagot na yan. Same lang. Bi is the short term for bisexual, meaning he is binary, gender binary. Pwede ka dito sa babae, pwede sa lalaki. Ano pong pagkakaiba ng lesbian sa butch? Nasagot ko na yan, ha? Nasagot ko na rin to, Miss Gerolaga Naini. Nature and nurture, Miss Jocelyn Ascutia. What triggers? Same, kalumpad. Nurture and nature. Ano po ang uri ng mga bagay na maaaring maranasan ng isang taong? I don't know this one, ha? Hindi, medyo magulo yung question mo. Kapag lumalabas, or you mean coming out? Maaari nilang maranasan? Medyo nagugulan lang ako sa tanong. Read mo. How does a person know if they are bisexual? Hindi lang sa nakakasama Christine Aguilar, but the relationships that they're having. Okay? Is it like, kasi ang pag sinasabi ninyo kasi, hindi lang siya attraction eh. It's an overall effect. Do you fall in love with another gender or sex, or do you fall in love with this person of your same sex? 'Di ba? Base po yan hindi lang sa nakakasama, but who you fall in love to, who you want to share your life with, who you want to connect psychologically, emotionally, and physically. Okay? Ask ko lang po, in what particular age po safe mag-undergo ng surgery? Parang na-encounter ko na to eh. Yung hermaphrodite. Kasi kung minsan hinihintay mag-mature ang mga sex organs, and then they want to determine kung ano ang sex na kanilang ano nga ba to? Kung ano yung sex na mas stronger na lalabas dun sa dalawang sex organs na meron sila, then the more dominant one will be the thing that they will contain or retain. Ang i-remove nila yung medyo humina na sa dalawang sex organs na meron sila. Comment siya. Okay, for Roxanne Pandaan. Very good. For me, part of being supportive to my LGBTQ friends and loved ones means developing for me po to true understanding of how the world views and treats them. I think we should be open to learn, listen, and educate ourselves po. To be an effective advocate, we need to be willing to consistently support ours, to be consistent in our support of LGBTQ plus rights and defend LGBTQ people against discrimination. Okay, I love your comment. Okay? Hindi ko naman, pag sinasabi nyo pong pinopromote ko, for those who are very religious, no? I am not promoting the fact that they are gay or they are LGBTQ. Kakaiba sila. Hindi ko po pinopromote yon. What I am promoting is the respect and acceptance of those people na meron din po silang mga karapatan na dapat pong aware din tayo. Not just as parents, but also as people in the community na nandun surrounding these people. Kasi sila mismo may pinagdadaanan eh. Sila mismo nahihirapan sa process na to. Sila mismo confused. And then when we try to give more pressure, parang lalo silang nahihirapan. So, you don't really need to embrace them kung ayaw mo sila. But, just understand them is enough. Okay? Intindihin lang natin sila. Would be enough. Ayun, no? Kita mo na. What can you advise po? I just did that. For people na willing to listen because they know to themselves that there's something wrong with them. Yun na nga, yung unang-unang part po ng ating lecture. Sinabi ko na po kung paano nyo i-guide at tutulungan yung mga gender confused nyong kaibigan o kilala. Zaira, if ever po ba na ang isang gay nagpakasal sa isang babae at medyo nalihis na ang mga kaugalian niya bilang isang gay, masasabi po, yeah. Kasi hindi mo naman yun basta-basta ma-take away sa isang tao. Kahit yung ways niya, sabihin mo, naging lalaki siya ulit. Being gay is already a part kung sino siya. Before he reached that stage na sabihin natin na iba siya ng landas from the LGBTQ, which he previously belonged to, hindi mo naman masasabing tanggal na siya sa federasyon, di ba? He's still part of being who he is as an overall person. Ayun, Remar John Balgos, I think only every family has a different reaction to this one. Okay? So, maaring iba magiging proud sa'yo of your personal struggles. Ang iba maaring itakwil ka. Kasi, syempre, there are parents din na alam nila before you come out at aminin mo yun, hirap na hirap ka because you know that you will be judged. Lalo na kapag ang pamilya mo ay have strong religious belief. Naku po, ang bago mo sabihin yan sa kanila, ang struggle mo yan sa loob. So many sleepless nights, so many questions in your mind, bago mo yan makayanan na harapin sila. And some parents would be proud of their children. O nilabanan ko po ito, pinilit ko pong huwag pagpatuloy yung ganitong paniniwala para sa inyo, para sa mga kapatid ko. But there are those na talagang nagiging negative din na reaction.
Pwede pa tayong tutok.
Ask ko lang po, ano po ang tawag or specific term sa isang babae na nagkagusto at nagka-jowa ng babae? Bisexual, Miss Emeline. Pwede mo naman basahin. Ay, nasa lecture na po natin yan. Kapag ang isang lesbian or gay pumatol ulit sa opposite sex, may tendency po bang maging straight na sila? May tendency. Pwede rin naman pong maging straight sila or maging gender fluid. Ngayon, gusto nila ng lesbian or gay. Then, next time, opposite sex naman. So, iba-iba pong role na gusto nila. Pero hindi mo altogether yan mawawala. Once a gay, baka, nandun pa rin yun. Pero, yun nga, may iba namang nabago na ng religion, right? We see so many, especially in my religion, when they found Christ, naging straight na sila. Winalanan nila. But, it's part of who they are. Kumbaga, nandun na yun eh. Innate na nila yun. Hindi mo yun mawawala na, kumbaga parang tayo, kung ano man ang nagawa natin sa buhay, it's part of who we are today. Kaya ganun din po sila. If you have a student na homophobic, okay lang po ba sa inyo? No, it's not. Kaya po nandito ako, kasi gusto ko pong turuan din. Kumbaga, after ng lesson nyo na to, maintindihan nyo na bakit homosexual ang isang tao. Bakit ganito? Bakit ganyan? And to just understand homosexuality it will be enough. Ibig sabihin, may natutunan kayo. Kung hindi, and you're still homophobic right after your lessons here, wala kayong natutunan. Diba? Ask ko lang po if yung babae ay i-consider na sarili niyang lesbian pero in a relationship siya with a boy, lesbian pa rin po ba ang tawag sa kanya? Kung feeling niya na he feels disgust or ayaw, nandidiri siya dito sa relationship niya with a boy in some way na naging sila, baka dun niya na-realize na lesbian siya, di ba? Baka dun niya naisip na, oh, I don't like, kapag ako pala kinikis ng lalaki, nandidiri pala ako. And mas gusto ko yata relationship with a woman, di ba? So, maaaring dun, magiging yun dun niya nalaman na sa relationship niya sa isang lalaki na siya pala ay lesbian, dun niya na-realize, di ba? Or, kung talagang she wants to keep the relationship with the boy, at the same time, alam niyang magkakagusto siya sa isang babae, then she is bisexual, hindi po siya lesbian. Kung ang batang lalaki po ay nararamdaman niya na gay siya o pusong babae po siya, kailangan po ba nating pigilin o tama ang kanyang landas sa pag na magpakalalaki? Kasi po, di ba sabi ng Bible, ang nilikha ni Lord ay babae at lalaki. Ano po ang opinion niyo dito? Okay, paulit-ulit ko na po nasagot ha. Number 1 po sa akin, I will teach the Christian doctrine. But dahil po kayo ngayon, di ba, at your age, you're already 21, you're no longer in your formative years. So, doon po ako makikialam sa formative years, kung saan bata pa ang isang lalaki or bata pa ang isang babae. That will be the time na doon ko po siya tuturuan na willing pa siyang matuto sa mga katuruan ng simbahan. Pero kasi kapag meron na po kasing sariling isip, once the child matures and makes his own decision or option, medyo mahirap na po turuan. But you can never give up then. Patuloy pa rin naman di ba? Mga religious leaders, patuloy pa rin silang tinuturuan. But if, yun nga, ang iba di ba, wala naman kami sinasaktan, wala naman kami di kami nang bahala managot sa sarili namin sa Diyos, di ba? Yun, let them be, di ba? O pawang lahat ng aking sinasabi po ay opinion ha, maliban po dun sa mga facts na tinatanong ninyo about gender identity. Yun lang po ang aking naiintindihan, yun din po ang sinishare ko sa inyo. So, kapag meron po kayong makausap na ibang tao, halimbawa na ibang opinion regarding the biblical or Christian doctrine, bahala po kayo. Opinion din po nila yan. Ang sa akin po ay opinion lamang. Sinishare ko lang ang akin ding sariling opinion. Kapag po ba ang isang tao, male for example, who undergone sex transplant to become a woman, pwede na po ba siyang tawagin na woman or transsexual pa rin po talaga ang tawag sa kanya? Okay nga. Actually, legal basis, no? Malalaman natin to sa legal basis nating topic. Meron po kasing legalities pertaining or mga batas po na nagpo-protect or nagdi-declare tungkol dito. Doon ko na lang po ito i-discuss. Okay, Miss Maria Oliva Fabiliar. Medyo common na yung tanong niya. Lesbian. Tapos na rin yan. Bisexual and lesbian, ang mga paborito yung itanong. Okay, individual para ma-identify ang kanyang gender. Tapos na rin tayo dyan. Okay, good, Miss Amparo, na may dagdag kang information. Jocelyn Imperio, actually, if you have a wider understanding of how the LGBTQ community exists, or why do they exist? Kasi time immemorial pa nandiyan na yan sila eh. Hindi ibig sabihin na in the modern times saka lang dumami ang bakla. 'Di ba? Hindi porke hindi mo na masasabing ngayon bakit wala namang matris tong mga baklang to dumadami. Hindi po. Meron din pong mga bakla at the beginning of time. Okay? So marami na rin pong relationships ang nag-e-exist of the same sex. It's just that hindi pa tayo masyado informed. Ang mga sociological studies or itong mga sociologists natin ay pinag-aralan po ng isa-isa kung paano po magkaroon ng mga ganong terminologies and how they come to existence. Okay? So, pero yun nga sinasabi, theories lang lahat yan. Theories lang pinipresenta nila kung ano ang nakaka-apekto, di ba? Kung babalikan nyo yung chapter 1 natin, nandun po yung may biological theory, may sociological theory, may psychological theory, 'di ba? Iba-ibang theory kung bakit nagkaroon ng ganitong mga terminologies. Now, these terminologies, however, is just one of the things na ma-identify natin kung ano pa. Kasi parang ang daming-daming term na naririnig natin at pagkakakilanlan of the third sex. That's why they just added the plus in the LGBTQIA+. Dun sa plus na yan po, dun hinihingi na maging mas open-minded tayo sa marami pang tawag and sexual preferences of the people or sexual orientation of the people. Now, next one is, na-explain ko na to sa lesson yung gay na term. Lesbian ulit. Mas marami ang population. I don't know, but di ba tuwing gay pride parade, no? Yung pride parade ng dyan sa Marikina, I think dumalaki yata ang community nila. It's because some people become aware of who they really are dahil rin sa education ng third gender. Sa pag-i-educate natin, nalalaman din nila kung ano talaga ang kanilang gender and sexuality. Kaya dumadami sila. Mas marami na yung tumatanggap na sa sarili nila na sila ay ganito. It's just that tinatago lang nila previously, kaya akala natin konti lang. Na-discuss ko na rin to sa lecture doon. Ay, nako, same question. Okay, I think most of the questions have already been discussed. Kung meron po talaga akong na-skip na dito, I think some of you can help me answer them. Same with your mother po, ma'am. My mother also do tasks for the men's work. Like po, mamartilyo. Actually, she fixed the roof of the house, but she is a real girl. My question po is why there's a people who is hermaphrodite or born with same combination typically. Paano po siya nabuo? That's all. Thank you. Actually, di ba, na-mention ko na rin sa lesson kung bakit nagkaganon. Kasi meron pong chromosomal disorder or hormonal dysfunction. Kaya po nagkakaroon ng nadidevelop na dalawang sex organs. Kasal. Okay, I think that's enough. I have already discussed quite a few and I don't know kung ilang minutes na po aking discussion. And I'd like everybody to prepare for their lesson next week. Wala naman po kayong exam for next week, midterm exam. So chapters 1, 2, 3, pag-aralan nyo pong mabuti. And then we will be, right now, I want you to proceed to your groupings. Matapos po ninyo mapakinggan itong question and answer na to, go to your groupings and work on your project, which is a requirement right after po ng inyong midterm. So, after a week or 2 ng inyong midterm, mabibigay ko na po inyong midterm grades at makikita natin kung sino po yung mga delikado. It's high time na kailangan po ng push for the finals. So, I hope to see you around. And I hope na wala pong magdadrop na dahil malapit na po tayong matapos. So, by January, I think, second week of January, ay finals nyo na. Okay? O katapusan, basta January po. So, matatapos tayo ng January. And then, hopefully, February, March, April, May. And June, pwede tayo ulit. And then, back to normal na po ang ating school calendar. Hopefully. So, thank you very much for listening and have a good day.